It's Bob Mason from FX Empire, and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance, and pivot levels, and the Fibonacci's. It is Saturday, the 27th of February. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, looking at the hourly candlesticks, bullish start to the day here. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a fallback through the pivot at 46,262 to take a continued run at the first major resistance level, saying 48,497. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin's breakout from yesterday's high, 48,441. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 49,000 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin test the most recent high at 52,189 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 56,76. A fallback through the pivot would bring the 23.6% fib at 45,501 and the first major support level at 44,083 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of the second major support level at 41,848. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram this morning, avoiding a bearish cross late yesterday, supporting the upside early on. On the EMA, the 50 has flattened on the 100 and the 200, supporting the upside as well. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot of 46,262 and break out from yesterday's high, 48,441 to bring resistance levels into play. A break back through to 48,000 levels will be key. Failure to do that and support levels are in play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also bullish start. Going to need to Ethereum avoid a fallback through the pivot at 1470 to continue the run at the first major resistance level at 1540. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from this morning's high, 1499.50. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and the 23.6% fib at 1579 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Ethereum test resistance at 1700 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1634. A fallback through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 1375 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 1300. Second major support level at 1306 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a bullish cross at the turn of the day, supporting the early morning upside. On the EMA, 50 is holding its ground against the 100 and 200, but still a bearish indicator, so need to keep an eye on that. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot at 1470 and break back through to 1500 levels to support a run at the resistance levels. Failure to do that and support levels are in play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, also bullish this morning. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fall back through the pivot at 171.81 to take another run at the first major resistance level at 181.39. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin's breakout from this morning's high, 180.48. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 182.90 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended crypto rally on the day, Litecoin could test resistance at the second major resistance level at 192.48 and the 23.6% fib at 195. A fallback through the pivot would bring the 38.2% fib at 163 and the first major support level at 160.72 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should still well clear of the second major support level at 151.41. Looking at the MACDs, we got a bullish cross this morning, supporting the early morning rally. On the EMAs, the 50 has narrowed the gap on the 100 and the 200s, but still bearish in terms of trend, so need to keep an eye on that. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 171.81 and break back through to 180 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, also bullish this morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 0.43 to take a continued run at the first major resistance level at 0.4486. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from this morning's high, 0.4444. Barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 0.4503 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP test resistance at the 38.2% fib at 0.4632 and the second major resistance level at 0.4689. A fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 0.4096 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 0.40 levels. Second major support level sits at 0.3910. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histograms after avoiding a bearish cross late yesterday, supporting the upside this morning. On the EMA, the 50 has narrowed the gap marginally on the 100 and the 200, also supporting the upside. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot at 0.43 and break out from the morning high 0.4444 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play.